Hello, everybody. Welcome back to our third episode from the Edge Martial Arts Academy. For you guys who don't know me, I'm Grandmaster Jeremy McCleary. I am the head of the Cervitique system and also the owner and head of the Edge Martial Arts Academy. We are doing our third episode of our at-home COVID workout, if you will. We're teaching official lessons, this material from my home school, as well as our different students and around the country and everybody else out there. Doesn't matter what system you're doing. We're working right now on a Gunting series or a scissor-based series. We've done 2 other videos on this line. We have about 2 or so more to do. And then we're just going to keep this thing going to get you guys interactive and keep you up and moving, hopefully learning some new things, and also keeping your practice nice and solid. I see some people are joining in, which is a wonderful thing. If you guys have questions and comments, please go ahead and give us anything you'd like so we can go ahead and have more and more fruitful information. I know that you guys are out there practicing. All right. We're going to go ahead and show you in front. This is still our workout for right now. We're still working the same materials we've been doing. Kind of angle that right for you. You would see this as Gunting or Ganunting for you guys who are in the Filipino martial arts, Indonesian martial arts, some of my Junpanji Kundo brothers and sisters, and numerous different arts. Whatever art you do will be beneficial from this. You should be able to do material, and it really doesn't matter if it's karate, kung fu, you Krav Maga people out there, you name it. It's sambo, shoot, jiu-jitsu. Everything can benefit in different ways. Okay. Today, we're going to be working on the vertical structure. So we're going to be coming up and to some degree down. I want to make one reference about Gunting. And that is, as we know, we're scissoring, right? And I've made it in the prior videos an understanding that if you're dealing with, say, I have something coming down the center line, I'm going to cross and hit it or go into it. The Gunting is what your arms are doing. It's not necessarily just that I'm going across. Now, this is how it relates in Cervitique. Other fighting styles might call it differently or use it differently, but generally what my arms are doing, either converging together or coming in this way, what I'm doing is the Gunting. Okay? Not necessarily just dealing with the target itself. Okay, so if the object's coming between us and I'm hitting across it, like on an inside Gunting, that's great. And I'll start using the term scissor. But also when I'm crossed and I'm bringing my hands together, just like a scissor closing, this is also the Gunting. And this is the one we're going to be using today. We're going to be coming up vertically like this. Okay, that's going to be our main focus. And sometimes we're going to come through and all the way up to a cover. So you're going to see it do that. Okay, so we're just closes completely through. So whether it's coming down or up, either to a solid point or all the way through, okay, and then down or all the way through. Now, as you know, when we bring it to the point, we refer to that as a broken energy because it doesn't go all the way through the cycle, which we'll deal with weapons, so you can see it there. So if I went all the way through, that would be a fluid motion. If I went all the way through this direction, fluid motion. If I go to the center, that's what we would refer to as a broken motion. And if I go to the center, that's what we would refer to as a broken motion. So far, we've worked on the horizontal, all the way through, or hit and retract. We haven't really talked about it going all the way through on the horizontal and the backing energy. You only really do that kind of movements when you're doing like an umbrella action. For you guys who would stick work, that'll make more sense. We usually use the horizontal on that particular one. So those are the ones that we've just finished practicing. We have done it from moving forward and moving backward on those 2 lines. Today, once again, we're coming up with that vertical for the most part. The vertical is commonly an unseen one. Now, for you guys who are weapon-oriented, have weapons, not in graphic detail on weapon work, but blades or some other object. This is something that might be on your belt. You pull it up, boom. So it's a very hidden kind of thing. Something drawn here, whatever the case would be. Or if your hands are very much down and someone accosts you. That's a great time for something like this. Something else to note in all this little quick tutorial is that I'm not, in this case, necessarily only going for the limb destruction. So all the rest of them, we've mainly, because I've been coming through, I've been done it from a limb destruction. Today, I'm going to kind of expand that. We didn't have to do it just from limb destruction on horizontal, and I'll show a little bit of that. But here you're going to see us actually striking to the face a little bit. So you're moving that hand and coming up. This is going to highlight the fact that the Gunting motion is what I'm doing, not necessarily the target I'm hitting. Now, that's a very open expression of how to use that term. Classically, they like to just focus it on like limbs and so forth to call it a Gunting. That standard, the parry to this other hits, sometimes we refer to as like a counter strike or something like that. Everybody has different names to this stuff, but that's fine. Now, something else that we're going to be focusing on in this particular material is our footwork. We're going to put quite a bit of time with that to give you guys a little bit more of an education than today. That's not just about some new crossing hand moves, but something that you can put into your full game. So we're going to be talking about the female and male triangle, and as it relates to a Clayton or the diamond structure. So a lot of people that have this training, and this will be old hat to them, where we're going to work on the angles. This will be female triangle, which is moving away from the center line. I'm trying to stay inside the glare so everybody can see. But moving away from the center line. So this is my center line, moving forward and away. And then this is my center line, forward and away. That's going to be our female triangle. If my feet are apart and I'm moving towards, I'm going to step back so you can see my feet. So I'm moving from a corner to the center line, and then over here from a corner to the center line. We refer to that as male triangle. Now when you stack and put those two together, female to male, that right there would be what we call a tan or diamond, where I'm stepping off and then stepping up and returning, coming to the pinnacle, shifting the direction to the back, and then coming back to the original point. And then we're going to switch and do that. We're going to do that as an exercise for today's lesson as well. So I'm going to teach you, there's going to be a lot of material in there, learning about the crane stances, learning how to shift the weight, the projection. We're not going to go into all of it, but I want to give you the ability to know how your body orients and so forth. Practitioners that are not familiar or they do quote unquote triangular movements, you might do it a little different, okay? There's going to be two fundamental ways. I'm going to try and guide you through this. One, we at our school refer to as angle stepping, and the other one we refer to as triangular stepping, okay? The difference is body orientation. Now, I've got to kind of tell you a lot, okay? So a lot of guys out there who are traveling, who are kind of learning from all over the world, go ahead and write this down because this will be very useful to you. And I'm going to go a little piece of it. You need a lot more, so call, ask. You want to think of it like a fighter pilot, okay? You got this right in front, you got your grid, and the plane's coming down, and when you look, it creates this little, what we refer to as a poncho or platform. So the human body, we use the same way. You got your center, and you got your shoulder lines, okay? Everything out there at this point doesn't matter all that much. So we're going to draw a line from our shoulders forward and our center forward, okay? That's going to be important. Now, in school formula, we have a lot more detail to this, whether it's on the inside of the shoulder, outside the shoulder, we can talk about some other day. But for right now, simplistically, shoulder, shoulder, center. Boom, lines going forward. Now that's going to be important because what we're dealing with is if you throw a punch, bang, you hit the person, you can hit them anywhere all the way over to the shoulder. So I could go boom and hit you in the shoulder here, or I can hit you dead center. Okay, so that's the area into which my targets are available. Because of that, especially if you're doing weapon play, a guy might miss your head, but if he's got a machete, he can take your shoulder off, so that's just not good either. So you're going to have to learn how to completely get the body out of the way. That's where it becomes very, very emphasized in your weapon-based arts, as opposed to your empty hand arts. They kind of relax a little bit with this. So When we are doing, let's say for instance, the female triangle, we're going to be moving. But we want to think, here's my shoulder, okay, there's that line, and I'm going to want to step this arm, this shoulder, so it's outside, okay, so it's stepping and turning to get outside of that line, or at least to that line. And where this differs is a lot of people that do triangular footwork, you step, right, but your body is facing forward. We refer to that as angle stepping. So if you are stepping to the side, but your body is angled forward, that's what we refer to as angle stepping. I'm going to step back a little bit so you can see my feet. So I'm going to center platform. We're going to do some angle stepping. This is female triangle, angle stepping. So we're going to step, goes to my left, right there. Notice I'm coming close to the cones. So in doing so, I'm moving forward like a normal step, forward step would be, and off to the side. We won't get any graphic detail on how far or what angle. This position, or some of you guys refer to it as bow and arrow stance, this right here would be the first angle step. Now, if I did the same thing, bring my feet back together, go the other way. Also, angle step, you'll notice my toe forward, body, weight, forward. From the side, so you can see it, notice, there's the bow and arrow stance, bent leg, straight leg. Does it have to be locked? Not necessarily. You can keep it little and open. Okay. Your body weight's here. In this case, we're not leaning to create the connection to our rear leg. We're going to keep our body upright. Okay. And same thing on the other side. Okay. And now, when everybody go ahead and get on up, we're going to practice this one together. Notice I'm just not using my hands at all for right now. Step to the left. 1. Back. 2. Use heel toe structure. 3. Heel toe. 4. Heel toe. 5. There we go. 6. 7. 8. 9. And 10. Okay, excellent. Now, this is exceptionally good when I have a target or an object that's in front of me. Okay, I want to keep, we'll say, in like a grappling mode or an engagement mode. I'm not trying to angle off or avoid, move myself away from it. So I'm going to bring out Miss Cindy. Everybody say hi to Miss Cindy. Right? Okay. So at this particular point, everybody remembers this is Miss Cindy and my sister. So she's coming to help us out with this. We're going to start off with this right lead. And all I want to do here is she's going to punch out at me. When she punches out at me, I want you to look at my body's orientation. So she hits me, and I'm going to step to the side. So you can see right now where my face was, now my shoulder is. Okay? One more time, she hits. Where my face was, step please. Now my shoulder is. And notice it's on the outside of the shoulder. One more time, she hits. And that's what we're looking at. Now I'm going to turn it around, give her back area. You're going to notice that she hits me. I step this way. Come off to the side. This passes by. Going straight. One time. She hits. Move to the side. But look at my body's orientation because I'm still facing you. Okay? Now this is particularly useful as she hits me if I want to keep my contact to hit her back directly. This would be different if I was faced this way. Notice my left hand is out of the game. It's only in the game for a moment into which I could do, say, the horizontal, that hammer fist right there. Okay? In this case, as she hits, I'm direct. And you'll notice this is very useful for my Wing Chun people out there, the Jung Fan people out there, for trapping skills. You guys have seen this way many times. Okay? So, in angle stepping, we're addressing keeping the body's orientation, so that I can make a direct hand retaliation. Okay, so you want to practice that diligently. That hand motion can also be legs, because my knee is still ready to go. Okay, As opposed to, if I was angled out, which we'll talk about in a second, this would be good for sweeping, but not, my knee is no longer lined up with her, which we'll talk about here in a second, in triangular stepping. Okay, so if you get that, that's angle stepping. This is going to be particularly useful today's lesson when doing the vertical gunting. Okay, but that's something, practice, practice, practice. Angle stepping. Okay. Now, most schools are going to have that. It really just depends on what you call it. Now, some schools might use a circle step where it's like looks like a little C, and then shift out like this, and shift out like that. Karate schools do that. Not quite the same thing when you do it that way. Okay, so when you're in position, you want to do it direct. Okay, I will say that. It's not wrong doing that clearing step. Okay, so for all my karate people out there who are used to doing it like this and have that, some of you will have it where the toes face inward and you kind of got this thing going on. That's cool too. Every varies. Okay, now for you guys who know my background, I've trained over 30 different arts. That's the reason I can in turn know all these different patterns. And it can help you to identify how to modify your school's methodology, okay? Which is fine. It's great to have those clearing patterns, but they mean something different. Okay? The one we're using right now is simply angling. Okay, that's all you're doing. You're just angling straight over. Okay, angling straight over. So through the foot, straight out. Okay. You have to practice the other one for clearing and all kinds of other stuff at a later time. All right. So with that said and done, we have angle step. The main purpose in keeping this hand orientation, keeping that connection, but getting it out of the way. Okay. So with that said and done, let's go ahead and put our feet together, and we're going to bring our hands up. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put our hand just like into a normal warding position. Okay. Just like that. I'm going to check and put that reference position up. Okay. Warding, usually the hand is out. Reference, the hand is facing like a blade. What you're doing is you're going to be deflecting and then putting your hand either to hit or to ward the person off. So all we want you to do is we're going to put our hands up, step off, press, and position. So it's going to give us a habit of what to do when we come in. Okay, bring them back and switch them. Back, switch, back, switch. A little coordination for you. Now when you actually do it, notice I'm just going to keep my hands open like that. But normally, this would push to the other side, because you're knocking the object out of the way and coming forward. It's a practice. Go on to your left. 1. Back. 2. Back. 3. Back. 4. Back. 5. Back. 6. Back. 7. Back. 8. 9, back, and 10, and back. Very good. Now, would you do this backing off? Yes, you can, which is very, very common when you see people sitting in this stance, especially our Wing Chun people. In this case, we're driving. You can see that more in like things like Silat. So nonetheless, that gives us our angle stepping, and we can put a little hand position in it. Could you throw punches? Sure. Could you throw elbows? Sure. Could you throw some knees in there? Sure. Any of those and all of those, I want you to practice, 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 practice. Okay? So you're going to have it stepping off, throw a knee in there. Step off, throw a knee in there. Step off, throw an elbow in there. Step off, elbow. Step off, check and punch. Check off, check and punch. Have fun with it. Practice, practice, practice. Get at least, I don't know, 10, 100 per line and get a nice sweat for it. Angle step on the female triangle lines. Now, triangular step. I'm just going to keep on the female triangle because it's going to be the one we most commonly use. Triangular step, the difference, the triangle means there's a third line. We'll talk about that some other session. But we're going to use the same pattern, except for as we step, where our body is going to orient the direction of the line that we're stepping on. So instead of keeping our orientation on the target this way, we're going to the side 45 degrees, so we're going to face the side 45 degrees. So the line is the same, but my body's orientation is different. Okay? This is going to be very, very important and useful. So when we use the triangular step, stepping off 45 degrees this way, heel toe, body shifts. Now this is where we talked about that shoulder needs to be coming to the line into which this shoulder was already on. So there's the line, straight in front. Now this shoulder converges with that, right there. Okay, that's where you want to be. And that's structurally perfect. We're not going to be structurally perfect in the complex, but you want to get there as much as possible. Okay, so going the other direction to the right, shifts, and left, and right. Good. Now let's put our count to it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now, of course, we're not going to be going this slow. You know, you're going to be moving, and you're shifting, the hips are going to be moving, you're going to be replacing, all kinds of other stuff. But we're working on lines and orientation, connection to our opponent. When you're doing this, you notice that the center, when I shift and go to the other side, we need to categorize that as well. We're not going to do it in this lesson. Okay? What we're focusing on is just that movement out. We are aware that when you shift right in that center point, that has a significance too. Okay. Now let's go ahead and bring Cindy back out. And let's take a look at this with partner. So as she's hitting me this time, notice that my left hand is way over here. It's not facing her at all. And my right hand is facing out this way. Okay. You notice I use more of a covering energy here, which is going to give me that horizontal position, right? Right there. Again, here. I'm going to switch feet. She's going to hit me with this hand. Stepping off this way. Notice my shoulder. Notice my hand position. I'm away. Okay? I'm making it very open, hands everywhere, so you can see without my hands getting too caught up. If I was here, I should also mention this. Notice that when I'm doing this, to make it easy for me and easy on the camera, I'm facing toe to toe. So we're in opposite leads. When she hits me, this makes it easy for me to escape this way. If I was in this lead or matched lead, this would be different. Okay, because very slow. As she comes towards me, I would have to move into my front foot to exit out. So I'd have to be aggressive. That means I'm moving towards that punch. That's a little different. Or if she punches me, I'd have to move back to come here, which is nearly impossible to do on the jab style punch. I have to create enough time to pull those off. So I'm somewhat cheating. Okay, I'm putting myself here, she's punching me, and that allows me to quickly get out of the way of this blow. Now, as you guys know, do I love the idea of trying to do multiple things on a punch? All my boxers out there going, you could never possibly do that. Well, you're right. You couldn't probably pull that off, quite honestly. But you're not going to just leave it like that. This is an exercise. You're going to be smacking the person in the head. You're going to be hitting them, doing all kinds of stuff, struggling with it. You're just going to move off to the side. Okay, so if she jabbed across me, I would probably do a normal motion where I'm just picking that off, doing whatever, coming in here, checking and slipping, just like normal would do. That's where it's coming from. So the movement, when you apply it, guys, is more of a whoop off to the side. This is why we didn't want to use that kind of a circling step, is because slow, as I catch the one, I'm just going to drift off to the side. Okay, so when that jab cross comes, and you're just kind of moving, it's going to have a little bit more whoop, and you might even move that rear foot some right there. So it's got to have more of a to the side, but you're wanting to gain ground. So you're wanting to move towards somewhat. So notice as she hits me, now look where I'm at. I'm right beside her. Okay? That's because I moved forward against her forward. As opposed, right at me please, to here. Notice I moved to the side, but look how far I am. So this was to my side. It wasn't forward. It wasn't on an angle. So when I use the triangular structure, I should end up beside her right there. Okay? So it is different. Now, how much you're going to get on the video, I don't know. But you should practice, and you should use some cones or some plates or some whatever you got to get your habit to where you're moving in. You move to the side some, and then you move in. The in one is the triangles that we're trying to apply. And you want to make sure that you're off to the side. Switch feet, please. Off to the side, see? Practicing this angle, not even. Okay? So that's the difference in the triangle work. When we're applying this is going to definitely give us that horizontal if we want it. And it's going to, which we're going to focus on, put us outside of that elbow joint. We're going to talk. That's going to be really important to pulling off a good vertical. All right. Okay, you learning something? Hopefully you train, you got this, you're writing your notes down, you're ready to go. So we're working this angle, working the angle, working the angle. All right. Let's go to male triangle. Male triangle and male angle. Those are going to be ones moving towards the line. This is usually done in counter, and we're not going to put a lot of focus on this because of the nature of what we're trying to train today, which is the bunting. But when you're on the side, my lead foot gives me a returning position, or a male triangle. My rear foot, for the most part, once replaced, puts me on the female triangle structure. Okay? Now, depending on where the blow is coming, that could be reversed. But for right now, conversation, we're going to come up to our foot so we can feel where that lock's at, and step back into the line. Okay? This is building us up for a niton or a diamond. So, over, up. We could just start here and start going up. Okay? That helps you to get the idea that you're moving out of the way and then coming back to the person. Okay? So right there. Just up, boom. And notice I'm keeping my orientation straight, so which one are we in? Angle or triangle? You're right, angle step. This is angle. So once again, there's my position, and boom, here it is. Back. Okay, let's do that for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And did you notice something? My karate people out there? Yes, this is where you have that circle that you were talking about or looking at when you see it. And that's why I wanted you to hold off when seeing it from a male triangle perspective. Because you have a clearing step. That one right there. The difference is we're not going to float it. We're going to normally take a normal step. And there's more to learn about how your body's orientation, whether or not your, I should say orientation position. When you are going foot first and then body in, or whether the foot and the body are moving at the same time. Okay? There is a difference, so do it whichever way feels comfortable. Okay? Let's switch feet. So from here, step. That's going to be our main base foot, and boom, right there, and move. Let's go for 5. 1, back, hands up. 2, 3. Notice I'm using the heel toe structure. 4, and 5. Now we're using a heel toe instead of a sliding step, or sometimes referred to as a floating step. So I'm not using a floating. You hear that sound from just hovering the ground? That's a little different. I want you to use a heel toe on this one. Okay. That gives us the male triangle. Let's put those hands with it. So from here, now we're going to go back like we did before, okay? Using that referenced hand. So guard position, 1. So we can feel the engagement. 2, 3, orient it towards you. 4, and 5. Switch your leads. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And you notice I slowed this particular class down a little bit because of the details. So many things for you to practice, and I want to make sure it was clear enough. Okay, so I'm giving you step-by-step points. So remember that when you're moving, the movement is going to be checking, so it's going to cross over and enter in. This would definitely be a hand trapping kind of thing. Okay, so let's look at it as an example. So now when we see this, and we can use it off the cross as well, very, very useful to do. So if Miss Eddie throws the 1-2 at me, this is when I would be coming in. Okay, notice I moved, we'll go slow. 1-2, there's the line, I'm outside, and then I'm going to travel, which would be right between your feet. Here, and the hands would be in place. Now normally this would be extended, it should be blasted. Okay, so structurally speaking, that would be bang. Okay, person's totally toasted. Okay, so that's something to know. Again. And you notice that when she's hitting, these are not fake. Okay, one thing at our school we do is I'm not trying to have choreographed punching here. Okay, now, it's okay to have the choreographing. She's reserving her punch, but she's not choreographing it. Okay, which means the blow should be on the center line. Because you're using lines, it is very difficult. Step forward a little bit, see if I'll layer some. That might not help, but nonetheless, hopefully you guys can still see. I don't need the punch to be to my side. That's not going to help me to move appropriately. So this person should slow down if you needed to have that. If you're doing this by yourself and you want to feel a partner, you can take, and you see Mike Tyson do this, you probably won't have the same bag he does, but you can just take a cord, wrap it to the ceiling with a little tennis ball in it, and you just push the ball. That's all you do. And as the ball goes out and it comes back, you just want to move to the side. Okay? And it swings and so forth, so you step, it swings by you. Sometimes you can practice moving it side to side right there, forward and back. Other times you let it swing past you again, move back to the other side. And if you want to speed up, just boom, push it a little bit and let yourself move. And then you're going to start to use your slips, right? Get the head moving. Boom. Sometimes you can keep yourself in one side. See where he goes, boom, and boom. So now you're practicing the slips, and then you just add the footwork as it's going back and forth. You just add this, go to the other side. There it is. And then back and shift over to the other side. So I'm adding concepts, slip, weave, and a little bit of motion. So I got this, I'm moving, shifting, moving, bang, and I'm stepping, shift, and come to new lines. So you're just combining information until you get stronger and stronger and stronger. They're not to be independent, not just by themselves. So since here she's giving me the 1-2, I'm coming and defending it numerous different ways, hand ways, avoidance ways, and sometimes entry ways. See? So I'm playing that. I can even pass it, see, and then move over here if I want to, because you're position-wise. See, there's so much you can do with it, and you just allow yourself to feel the different motions and have fun with it. Okay? So that's the nature of feeling how that angle works. Okay? And it's somewhat challenging when you do have somebody punching your face, especially as soon as your sister and she has all that vented up frustration from years long abuse. She comes in trying to kill me, that kind of stuff. Well, that's okay. See, it gives me better practice. So, nonetheless, here, what we want to do, there we kept our line and we're able to enter. Let's go to the triangular line. So triangular, we're going to have 2 shifts. Here it's going to get a little technical, but I want you to have it. I want to give you something for you, the whole world. Here you go. So when we're stepping, we've got our angle, and we're going to turn back. Notice the body turn. It was here to the side, 45 degrees. It's going to turn. And then squares up this way. It's going to come in. Okay. Now we're going to emphasize this when we get to a time. Okay. So fighting position, we've already established. Shift, turn that foot, bang, come this way. Now, turn, come in. Wow. Right there. The middle triangle, but notice I'm in. So now, at this point, I got both hands facing towards the person. Not facing down straight, but straight into it. Okay? So I've shifted. This is where my starting place, and now it's back. But turn into it. So this is the triangular version of a male triangle. So we're going here, start the angle, maybe you want to do a cross guard, and step in. Let's try it one more time. Get to the angle, cross guard, and step in. Do you have to use cross guard? No. You could use a tight guard, whatever. Okay. I like this one. So let's do for 5. 1. Bring it back. 2. Bring it back. 3. Bring it back. 4. 5. Bring it back. Let's shift the feet. Okay, on this side. So, tightened up. Check the ribs, check the face, shoulder. 1. 2. 3. 4. And 5. Now, for you guys who like your kind of Philly shell and you like it more here, that's fine too. Depends on how this is tracking. So for my boxers out there, a lot of times when you see that, you'll cover and you'll put it up here on your cheek. This is not exactly what we refer to as a cross guard. Okay, this right here is more of a what we call shield defense, but you would call it a shell. This is different when your hand is crossed. Now, normally when you're shelling, you will shift these back and forth. This is what we refer to as a cross guard when we do it here. And this right here would be a shield structure. Okay, so we have different names on our stuff. It's all the same stuff. Okay, so everybody getting that? Here's the technical part for the feet. We're going to make the time. Okay, we're going to mix it together, and we're going to put the patch together in a diamond. So when you're doing it, kind of watch my feet if you can see them. I'm going to start, and this uses all the triangular work. Very rarely, I shouldn't say that, you can use the angular work as well. We're going to stick today to the complex part, the triangular stuff. The angle stuff is simply step, step, switch, step, step. Okay? Rocket science, you got it. Okay, feet forward, go, go, go. Triangular, a little different. From here, we got that angle, heel, toe. Now, from this one, what you're going to be doing is you're going to shift your weight and you're going to move the foot on the ball of the foot. Some of you will refer to this, if it's tight, you normally refer to that as a cat stance. If it's loose, you refer to that commonly as a crane stance, as we do. So there's the position that you're using. Where the ball of your foot is, you're going to then switch to the heel toe, and that's going to bring you forward. Okay? So the feet have this open kind of pirouette kind of thing. Here, then they face out. Can you see that? So they're open and out, and bang. They're going to float. So they're not even going to touch the ground. Okay? This is different than keeping the foot, like the karate guys, where they're pushing out the side of the foot. This one, the toe points and steps in. Okay? I'll do this with weapons, and you'll get it. Now, from here, on the back step, we're going to bring the feet open, like that. The ball of the foot across from this toe. Right there. See it? So I'm standing up like this. And as I do, as I push my heel down, bang, it's going to push me back. You get that? All right. Now here, I'm going to float it, bring my feet even, and float back. Okay, so now I'm on that one. Now my toes are going to point like they're pointing towards each other, right beside each other. Right there. See, just like I'm doing this. But the heel's going to be up. As I push it down, it's going to launch me forward. Right there. So float, heel, toe. Toe beside toe, opened out. Even toe, step back. Toe to toe, push down. Okay, did you get it? Simple, huh? Okay, so out, heel, back, over, toe to toe, push forward. Let's look at it again. Forward, toe across, open out, heel back. Pass by, even. Now, toe to toe, male triangle, right? Push, hold. Let's flow. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, and 4. Did you get it? Okay, so that's the pattern. Oh, did you play with it? To go on with that motion? Now, some systems, I'm doing it with the feet down in the Servatique fashion in our school's methodology. So the feet are right beside each other. There is some practices that want the foot in the exact same spot. So when I did Kali, they would have us take a penny, put it on the ground, and we would keep our foot on it. So we actually had to switch. Now that one's different because you're going to switch. So now my foot is going to hop. We're not going to do that. Okay, it's a more complex way to do it, but it uses the same basic principle. Okay, so in the key detergent system, they use that. Many other styles probably do the same. It's a little tighter than ours, but you got to remember they're looking for a light, quick step. We're looking for a solid, powerful step. It's different. All right, we went to the left. Let's go to the right. So we're going to start on my left lead, angle structure, and then triangle structure. We're going to come back, remember, toe to toe, push, boom, going forward. Step, lead out. Here, push back. That's the body's orientation. Step back, now, toe to toe. My heels this way, boom, steps from here. Step out, open the feet. On the ball of the foot, heel goes down, pushes you back. Shift parallel. Bring the toes together, not literally touching, but close. Heel up, push forward. 1, open, kicks back. 2, closed, pushes forward. 1, back, 2, forward. 1, 2, 1, 2. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Last one. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Ita. Okay. Are you learning something? Are you growing? Are you guys? Now let's practice right there. You should be able to get sweaty doing that. Do that 50 times. 25 right, 25 left. Put in material with it. That means you're putting punches, you're putting traps, you're doing movements while you're moving, you're playing. If you got weapons, you're doing your weapons work. When I was young doing this, they had us doing this over and over and over and over again. So give love and credit to them on that. It's a wonderful practice to be able to change those lines. But in the Servatique system, we evolved it a little bit to not just coordination, but changing the angle. So by definition, I learned the basic footwork in a Filipino context. I learned the body placement and the body positioning in an Indonesian context. So my Silat practitioners, they use it to change lines and off balance and sweep and reposition and angle their opponent off. Whereas my Filipino background uses it more to change, to get out of the way as a point of avoidance, and to strike, and sometimes to increase body power and torque. Different strokes, different folks. The Servatique system combines and connects all the multiple concepts to a much more powerful perspective. That's what we try and do. Okay, constantly growing, and connecting with the original families. That's how it works. So hopefully you got a lot of information right there. Now let's put it together with what we wanted to do, which is that Gunting. We needed all that because we have to get out of the way. So we're going to take our last part, putting that Gunting in there. The Gunting is quite simple, as we know, and is going to be up, and we're going to be bringing this up here. We're going to do two versions, one broken, one fluid. Okay, so one broken and one fluid. Now in doing so, we're going to use this footwork that we just practiced to put them in play. We're going to start off mainly just with the female. So when I come in, I'm going to be using my female triangle. Notice I said female triangle, not female angle, because I need to parry and then shoot this in slightly, not in front of me, off to the side, because that's the line past my shoulder to which the target is going to be coming. So we're going to be in here, my hands happen to be low, whatever situation comes in, person grabs me, person tries to hit me, and I'm going to be carrying over and coming in. Okay? Does it have to be that way? No. Your hands are up, though, you're more likely to be coming down. So probably either he pulled your hands down or your hands were already down, and that's why you did this. So we're going to put those two in play using female triangle. Comes up, switch the hands. Comes up, comes up, comes up. Let's play. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now those felt a lot better on my covered arm than it does on this arm. Once again, that wonderful burn sensation. It's good for you, make it tough. Okay, so that's your line. On the male triangle here, we're not going to use that as much in that context. Here, we're going to go all the way up. Okay? I'm going to explain why we're going to do that a little later. So we're going to come all the way up on that. So we're here, shift the line, and boom, all the way up. Come back. And all the way up. And all the way up. Notice all I'm doing is just tapping right here. A nice little burn sensation. It's wonderful. Okay, stepping in. 1, 2, 3. Nice grab my head like I'm doing a defensive cover. 4 and 5. Switch your sides. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. Okay. Now, obviously, could you go 1, 2, step out, 1, 2, use your fully time? Of course you could. Once you come through here, could you come out here and then use this on this? You have 1 hitting, 1 clearing, 1 clearing, 1 hitting. Of course you could. And you can mix them up in ways that may not be overly connected. Maybe a little bit more allows in there. So hands up. I'm going to cross here. Remember that one? Then vertical here. Vertical here and across here. Maybe a diagonal. Whatever. Have fun. Maybe I want to goont and then I want to put some punches in. Maybe you want to punch out, goont, goont, hit, hit, trap, hit, goont, punch, put the goont in there, start working it, start working your hands, and I'm just allowing my feet to come in, but then I put my goonts there. Am I put in any specific way? No. Trying to get a little sweaty, trying to have some fun, trying to build up my coordination. All right. Let's have Felicity come back in. Let's take a look. So, for your practice, we're trying to get the shot. So slow time, she comes 1, 2. Now what we have to deal with, and the reasoning is, you guys see this elbow tip? If you came up, you're going to hit that thing. So why we don't want to do this straight on this person, is that's not going to work real well. What I have to do, slow time, is catch it while it's long, and instead of coming straight at it, I need to be off, where my arm is outside of the elbow tip. So if she drops her elbow, it still doesn't hit my arm. Let's look to the side if you can. So she switches here, gotta come slow. See, hitting there, bad. We need to hit over here where my arm is not connected. I'm not sure you can see because of the glare, but there's a space here, okay? And I can hit the arm, and I can normally turn it slightly to a little more horizontal, catch this outside tricep. Now, also, I can hit the floating rib. I can try and go back to the kidneys. You can hit almost anything. So when you're applying this, I use this, and she goes 1, 2. Then a lot of times you'll see people hit here, here. Same basic. I'm using a tique or a flick like that, just so I don't hit her. But she hits me. See, I'm using the same check motion. I probably should do one with black. I'll go red so you can see it. So once again, hit one more time, and she hits. There. There's my shot. There's my hit. Okay, that's that Gunting action. Normally, it wouldn't be with this that I want to cut all the way through. But you can see that if she's here, I can hit the arm, the body, the back of the head, any of that. If I had a stick, hit the back of the head, hit the body, hit the limb, any of that. I could also cut through right there. So that's what you're trying to do. Okay? But I'm also trying to get out of the way of that shot. Okay? So, I'm in a situation, 1, 2, go, where I've moved it over and hit. And let's do it in a simple fashion of her just grabbing me right there. When she grabs me, her arms are going to be pulling towards herself in most cases. Once again, that elbow's going to come down. So my motion is to get this off of me and hammer that from there, especially if I had car keys or something. Hammer, hammer, hammer. One more time. She's here. I'm going to remove myself. Step. We've been training that, right? Hammer, hammer, hammer. One more time. Move. There's the Gunting. You see I use right here, my female triangle. Boom. See that energy? Any of these. Your side, depending on your step. And notice I need to move into her. If I just move to the side, I'd be moving out or away from the person. I want to go towards. So I can hit this person, get the stun, possibly move the foot, whatever the case may be. Okay. Sometimes, when she grabs even, I can clear, circle this. Same thing. Okay. Notice, we go to our horizontal. Clear that. Now from here, coming up from the bottom, if my hands were low, they can come up. So now, they come up. Now, am I turning it to different degrees? Yes, I am. I'm going to hit whatever is available. So even though we're studying vertical, it really is the one where the hand is low, coming up. Whether she kind of angles and I have to turn my hand, and it's more of a horizontal or diagonal, we don't care. We're hitting. But simplistically, it means hands low and on their way up. That's what it is. And we're trying to keep away from that elbow. But if I go to, say, the kidney region or something like that, yes, I'm going to have to turn the hand, and it's going to be more diagonal, possibly even horizontal. Okay? And obviously, here, coming this direction, that's horizontal. So we have vertical, diagonal, horizontal, depending. If you go here, you're going to need to use hammer fist, not the back knuckle. Okay. Are we following? Excellent. Now, another option is the one coming all the way through. So notice that she comes 1, 2. This one is going to come through, putting my hand up, which is going to lift me the factor of coming down. Okay, so I went up, and I have the ability to smash down. Okay, one more time. And you can see this upward push and this downward push. Now, with her height, this is just more of a hammer fist. If I was to lift the arm, say for instance, I'm going to come down in this way, it would definitely be the Gunting. You can do this in almost an arm break. Notice I push the head and the arm, it comes down. So when I slam this up, there's my Gunting. And that's the arm break. One more time. Push, boom. There's the arm break. Okay, last time. And you have the Gunting. So, yeah. So we're just practicing up, down, up, down, up, down. Big gross motions. Slow. Get out of the way. Push the person up, down, up. Right there. Get that one. So there's your position. What about a standard choke position, like our at-home people? Never experienced this before. If I open from a choke, and it's open, hand goes here, there it is. Here, horizontal, and I'm going down. My broken all the time. Boom, open. There's my horizontal, broken structures. Here, I'm in low position, coming up from the bottom. So if I close and just open the hand, that's the vertical going up. Or if I open out, this is the vertical going down. Open up, vertical going up. Push, vertical going down. Okay, that's the inside versions. Are you getting it? It's a lot right there. Now, what's my feet doing? I'm doing what? I'm working angle, just shifting. Body is orienting mainly towards them. Now, when I was here, I was using triangular. It's off to the side. Okay? A lot of times you'll stun the person to do this. So if she's here, I'll hit them horizontal and then come back. So there's so many ways to practice it. Go out horizontal, come back vertical. Go out horizontal, come back vertical. Okay. When you do this, I'm giving you a lot on purpose because this is still class 3. You're supposed to be watching all of these. When you come out and you turn, that's going to give you that position. So now, even to make it more intense for you, I want you to think about the corners. You went out, boom. But then you can put a vertical right as you turn. And then do something else as you went forward. And then as you turn, pop. And then you come back. And you're turning, pop. So you can use that turn as a power source to get that vertical coming in as well. Did you see all that, guys? We got one this way. We got one this way. Or an uppercut that I used to do. All right. From the last few moments, I'm going to give you an idea. I'm going to have somebody help me out again. This is okay. I'm going to do it real light. But I want you to see this off of a pass. So if we go 1 and 2, real light. 1 and 2. See, if we encounter this here, I'm going real light for you guys. You guys may have seen this from a stick. See the cross? What I want to do is I'm trying to learn how to clear that. So it puts my stick above. And when I do it, I hold it, take it down. Let's look at that again. So 1, 2, get inside, roll that, and notice. Just showing you lines. We're looking at lines. The point of these lines is this motion is letting you see shoulder, shoulder, cross factor, cross factor, cross, cross. And when I do that, when I swing, I can see myself moving that way, moving that way. I can move upper with the same things happening on the lower. So the stick's really helpful if you like weapons. So you can move that way, move that way. I'm moving with the sticks, yeah? And later on, you can just shift the hips and you can move this way. And sometimes you can just shift. Okay, just moving, or stepping out and moving. Okay? Stepping on these lines. Yeah, just have fun with it. Have a good time. But when I'm here, 1, 2, I'm going to engage. Hit the person, there's the horizontal. And right here, there's the vertical we just talked about. Okay. What about, so once again, what about this one? Right here. That's the vertical coming up. So 1, 2, boom, and it comes up, moves out, comes back down, back in. So we used the Gumteen again, going up, up, and then coming down. So 1, 2, inside hit, there's horizontal, and down. Go 2, lift up. As this hand is pushing down, that hand is coming up. So this is how you're doing. You see, I'm hitting, I'm able to move in directly back into, so what are those hits? Those are your jab, cross, and hooks. So when I'm here, and this is hitting in one pop. Simply jab, pop. If I come here, same thing, bottom, bottom. Bang, bang, jab, cross, hook, right? Having a good old time with that. Okay, so, guys, I hope you learned something. We got some of the comments. It says, oh, awesome. I hope you learned something. Keep joining us, keep growing, keep staying healthy. Love all of you out there, and we'll see you next time, Friday, 4 o'clock. We'll be on our next session. We're going to keep going, we're going to keep being strong, and keep staying together. See? Best wishes, guys. See you next time.